Today at 5, a series of fires set in Spokane Valley over the weekend. Tonight, a suspect makes his first court appearance.
As clouds take over this evening, the chance of rain returns to the forecast tomorrow morning. I'll let you know when it hits and how much you're going to get.
I think we have a very high rate of success and return for our community.
Washington State's budget wrapped up just in time. How it will impact you and Eastern Washington? Coming up. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start with some continuing coverage on a story we first brought you over the weekend. Witnesses say a Spokane Valley man set fire to their neighborhood as they slept on Saturday morning. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy just spoke with neighbors who say they've been begging for help with this suspect for years. Shannon?
Yeah, one of those neighbors who lives near this home on East 4th Avenue says that they are not at all surprised that they came this close to disaster. A lot of the neighbors here have been calling Crime Check about this home and its owner, asking for help for years, sometimes 30 times a night. Cody Jensen now faces several felonies, including arson and using explosive devices, after police say he lit fires around his Spokane Valley neighborhood, starting with his own home. Court records show Jensen kicked in his roommate's door, then threw flaming gasoline-filled bottles inside. The roommates told police Jensen had recently lost possession of the house,
stating, "If I'm done, you're done too."
Police say Jensen then moved through the neighborhood using Molotov cocktails and a propane torch to set fires to neighbors' cars and homes.
We're very concerned for our safety. He started our house and my car on fire. So we're just pretty traumatized, pretty scared, don't want him out again.
Neighbors we spoke to, too scared to be identified, say Jensen's been a threat for years.
You could smell the fentanyl so bad out here, it would choke you up. I mean, it was like Grand Central Station back there. They sold drugs out the window. It was like a drive-through drugstore.
That's backed up through his other pending criminal charges. He was arrested in August for using the home to deal drugs. Court records show undercover officers observed multiple comings and goings and noted several fentanyl overdoses at the home. The documents also note repeated calls for help from neighbors.
The only thing we would get is, "Oh, we're aware of it, we're aware of it, we're aware of it,"
who now hope this will be the end of more than 2 years of fear. Jensen's bond in this case was set at $500,000, and he was set to go to trial for his drug charges in June. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Very much. Also in court today, the man accused of shooting another man in the parking lot of a North Spokane tavern faced a judge this afternoon. Jordan Fleming is accused of shooting someone at the Bigfoot Tavern back in November of 2024. A Spokane judge set his bond at $1 million today. U.S. Marshals arrested the 30-year-old suspect last week after he was on the run for several months. Just in the nick of time, Washington lawmakers putting their stamp of approval on a state budget that slashes state spending and increases taxes. We have been waiting to find out how legislators were going to make up for the state's multi-billion-dollar deficit. Under the final bills of the session, special education funding would be increased by more than $1 billion. Landlords would be prohibited from raising the rent more than 10% a year based on inflation. But funding for colleges and universities would be cut, along with child care subsidies from the state. The final budget calls for nearly $9 billion in new taxes, but no state employees would be furloughed. The state's rainy day savings account is untouched. As Governor Bob Ferguson prepares to sign off on the budget, KREM 2's Regan Gallo spoke with Senator Marcus Riccelli to break down what the state capital budget means for Eastern Washington.
Well, construction is clearly top of mind for our Eastern Washington local lawmakers as the capital budget is earmarked for various new developments and projects across Spokane.
Senator Marcus Riccelli and Eastern Washington Representatives Natasha Hill and Tim Orbsby put dollars towards the city's law enforcement, a new crisis relief center, affordable housing for seniors, and lodging for cancer patients. Those are just some of the projects and more are listed on your screen now, ranging from healthcare to social services, park facilities, education, and even sports. I spoke with Senator Riccelli, who says the construction will bring more hard hats and helmets, signs of new jobs that will help boost the local economy.
Legislative team in the 3rd District, Representative Hill, Representative Ormsby and I, we look at different projects and come together. I think we have a very high rate of success and return for our community because we work collaboratively. We're really trying to hit so many corners of importance, key essential services, but also things that help grow our economy, and I'm excited about the result.
Senator Riccelli also says funding for the North-South Freeway is on track and that he emphasizes it's time to get it done. He is pleased to report that it's expected to be completed by 2030. Governor Bob Ferguson now has 3 weeks to sign that budget into law. If he does not, he will have to call the legislature back into special session. Reporting in Spokane, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
All right, let's switch gears and talk weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. We sent him outside to the Outdoor Weather Center because it's a pretty fantastic evening. Jeremy?
Oh, it's downright beautiful. It is slightly breezy out here, but it's really a slight breeze at best. Winds out of the west-southwest at about 15 miles per hour. That's as strong as it's going to get for us here in eastern Washington. Dew point sits at 35 with relative humidity starting to climb. A little bit of cloud cover teaming in ahead of our next round of rain. That holds off until tomorrow morning for all of us, but parts of the region already seeing some of that action. Temperatures in the 60s right now, but here comes the cloud cover. The cloud cover and moisture is going to keep us quite a bit warmer overnight. I think we stay about as warm as we have been so far this year due to it. Already starting to see some of that activity up in northern Washington. Notice how a lot of that falls apart as it moves out of the mountains. You're still getting scattered showers down low, but don't expect too much. Tomorrow morning is when they'll be more widespread. That's with the frontal boundary moving through, so think of it as a nice, steady, rainy start to the day. Then as we move from, say, mid to late morning, then all of that moisture starts moving out. By the middle of the day, it comes down as scattered showers. So I don't think sunshine is guaranteed. I think a couple of peaks are likely, but I wouldn't call it a sunny afternoon by any means, especially with those scattered showers sticking around. Then it's all about the sunshine. Seriously, tomorrow, 64 with rain in the morning, scattered showers in the afternoon, 68 Wednesday, 75 Thursday, and even warmer come Friday.
Jeremy, thank you very much. KREM 2 News at 5 just getting underway. Here's what lies ahead.
I just love this city, and it's so great to be able to just help out, you know.
A cleanup effort underway in downtown Spokane. How you can be part of that beautification process at 5:16 tonight. But first, a tragic attack in Vancouver, British Columbia over the weekend. New information today after a car rammed into a group of people.